Hi again. In this lesson, we will talk about file handling in Python. So file handling is about dealing with files in Python, opening a file, closing a file, and between those two steps, you can read a file, write on a file, or append to a file. And I'll explain to you what's the difference between writing on a file and appending to it. So let's move now to the syntax used to make those steps. So to open a file and close it, you will use file equal, open, and then between quotes, the file name and dot its extension, and then between quotes to the mode, and then file dot close and the parentheses. One of the most important tips here is when you open a file, you should close it. Don't leave files opened and continue to work because it will cause you many problems. When you open a file, close it. Let's talk now about the modes. So for the modes, as we said previously, they are the read mode, the append mode, and the write mode. In the mode, you will write just the letter of this mode. So R for read, A for append, and W for write. R, it will just open the file for reading, and it will show you an error if the file does not exist. For the A, append, it will open the file for appending, creates the file if it does not exist, and write, W will open the file for writing, creates the file if it does not exist. Let me now talk about the difference between appending and writing. Appending will add content to your file. It will not erase the old content if you have already a file. But write will erase all the content and make a new content to your file, if it does exist already, of course. And I'll show you how on Jupyter Notebook. Let's go through these modes one by one, and let's begin with the read mode. So this is the syntax for the read mode. Of course, as we said, you will say file equal open, file name dot the extension of your file, and then the mode. And here our mode will be R. Content file dot read, print content, and then the file close. Let's see this mode on Jupyter Notebook. So we will say file equal open, and then between parentheses, between quotes, the file name. Our file name is hello.txt, and then comma, and then between quotes R, then content equal file dot read and the parentheses, and then print content, and finally file dot close and the parentheses. So here I don't have already a file named hello. For that, I will go to my notepad and I will create this file in which I will say hello, I will be your teacher for this course, and then I will save it on my desktop. I'll name it hello and save. But here you have to note, if you use a file, it should be in the same directory of your current file. So here my current directory is course programs, and the file, the text file that I created is not in this directory, and the hello file that I used is not in this directory. So what I can do here is to upload it to be in the same directory. I go to my desktop, and this is the file, the hello file, and click here on upload. Don't forget to upload the file to the same directory. We go back to our file now and we press Ctrl Enter, and this is reading my file. Hello, I will be your teacher for this course. This is for the reading mode. Let's move now to the next mode. Let's move now to the append mode, and this is the syntax for the append mode. So the same file, and we use file open and the file name, and then here the A letter for append mode. and then the same file close, and in the middle we will write file.write, and between quotes the message that we want to add to our file. Let's go to Jupyter Notebook and see how to make it. I will make a new cell here, append file.write, and then I'll make this message. This will be added to my file. This is how we append to a file. And then, of course, we have to close our file. And then if you press Ctrl Enter here, you won't have any output, because this is just telling to write on the file and not to read it. So to show these modifications, we will here read our file another time after appending to it, and let's see the result. Hello, I'll be your teacher for this course. This will be added to my file. This is how we append to a file. It has been added to our file. Let's now see the third mode, and it's the writing mode. And this is the syntax. As you can see, it's the same syntax as, almost the same syntax as appending mode, but we change here the letter A by the letter W. You will see the difference. As I said previously, if there is a content in the file, it will be erased and the new content will replace it with this writing mode. So let's see that. So here you can just copy this, make a new cell here and file. And here we change the A by the W and we change the message. We will say this will be the new content. And of course you have to read the content another time, and let's run it. So as you can see, there is no more old content. The old content, this is the old content. Hello, I'll be your teacher, and until the end. And here with the writing mode, we just erase all the old content and make a new content. This will be the new content. This is the first way of writing syntax for file handling, but there is another way that we will see now. So the second method is to use the with method. With the with method, the file will be closed automatically. So you don't have to write a syntax for closing your file, because it will close automatically. And this is the main syntax. We say with, and then open, and between parentheses, the file name, the comma, and the mode, and then we say as file. Let's go now to try it for reading, writing, and appending. So this is the syntax for reading. With, open the file name R as file, and then content, file read, and print content. Let's try it on Jupyter Notebook. So with, open, and then our file name hello.txt, and then we will open it in reading mode, and then as file, then content equal file dot read and parentheses, and then print content. Let's run it. Sorry, here I forgot my quotes. So let's run it. And I forgot also the colons here. And another error here. Be careful. You have, after the colons, always you have to leave 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And run our code. And this is okay. So be careful about those mistakes. Let's now try this method for appending and writing a file. And for writing a file, you will change here the R by the W, and then file.write and write your message. So let's make here a new cell and copy this one. So here, write W, and then file.write, and then you write your message, the new method for writing on a file. And let's now read our file another time. Control Enter. And as you can see, it's working well, the new method for writing on a file. And the same thing for appending. Let's just copy this block, paste it here. And here, instead of saying W, we will say append. And we will say here for appending on a file. And go here and press Ctrl Enter. The new method for writing on a file, and then the new method for appending on a file. A second method to read the content of a file is using the for loop. You can use for each row in file, print each row, and as you can see here, it's reading as the file here. This is another file called teacher.txt, and this is the output. So this will be all for file handling in this course. I wish you found this helpful. Thank you and see you in the next lesson.